Hey there, this is Joseph Moradian with eXp Realty and the Love Where You Live home team. I'm coming to you today with my third in a series of spotlights on local businesses. And today I'm super excited because this is one of my favorite stores that I love coming to anytime I'm in Wilton Manors. It's just the greatest little candy shop. It's called To the Moon Marketplace. And it's more than a candy shop. It's a novelty store and gift shop. And I pop in here anytime, it just brings a smile to my face, even if I don't need anything or if I'm not looking for something. Come on in and we'll take a look and see what all they have here. So today we are with the owner of To the Moon Marketplace, Antonio Dumas, or Dumas, is that right?
Dumas or Dumas.
Dumas, okay. It's, when you come in the store, you're overwhelmed with just so much color and light, and there are items literally from floor to ceiling, wall to wall. It's like you don't know where to look first. So Antonio, how many items do you have here?
Different SKUs, over 20,000, and then you times that by how many items of that SKU, so yep. Quite a bit.
Yeah, when it comes to candy, if you don't have it, they don't make it anymore, is what I figure.
Usually, some things I'm asked about and I wind up getting it. So there are some things, but for the most part, nostalgia is pretty much here or discontinued.
Yeah. So how long have you been in business here?
Almost 19 years. I went sweet and nostalgia, from the toys to the candy to the beverages.
So quite an evolution.
Yeah.
And you found that you found your audience, obviously, because you've been here for 19 years. So.
Yeah, 3 things survived during the war: alcohol, tobacco, and candy. And we sell all 3.
There you go. Yeah, I think last time we were here, we came across a couple items I had never seen before. And that's one of the reasons I love coming, is that every time I find something new, and whether or not it's been here for a while, or quite often you do get seasonal items.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so now, like I was saying, as you look up, you can't help but notice all the ornaments you've got. And you've got, I mean, pretty much every occasion covered, every walk of life. How many different ornaments do you have?
There's probably at least 500 on the ceiling throughout the year. And then as Christmas gets closer, or the holidays in general, we get almost twice as much. Every spot on the ceiling is completely covered. The window is covered in them. They're 98% glass from all over the world. Some are handmade in Indonesia and the Philippines. There is 95 different countries of sweets and snacks in this aisle to choose from. The first 2 racks are all the candies that were famous in the U.S. between 1806 and the mid-1990s. Then it's all the homemade chocolate items. Then it's over 100 types of black licorice, and the last 3 are European milk, whites, marzipans, and vegans. So that's within this whole aisle. Classics that just came back, for instance, the Reggie Bar right behind you. I don't know if you remember the Reggie Bar.
I do remember the Reggie Bar for Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, they're doing a documentary on him, so they just brought that out after 40 years. They used to throw them out to the spectators, or what do you call the people in the audience, when he would hit a home run. So peanuts, caramel, and chocolate. Quite delicious.
It's peanuts, caramel, and chocolate. It sounds almost like a turtle.
Like a turtle, like a Google cluster, like a bun bar. They're all very similar in shape, size, but each one tastes different because you make your own chocolate, so.
And between your nostalgic stuff, your homemade stuff, your chocolates, and then did you have top sellers?
The peanut butter cups are definitely one of the top sellers. The sea salt caramels, and the chocolate covered potato chips and Oreos.
So I was just asking, because you know the history of all these old nostalgic candies as well. Last time I was here, you were telling us about the Clark Bar. Now, is that your oldest item?
It's not our oldest item. It's from the 1800s, made in Pittsburgh originally. Now it's made in Altoona. It went to Massachusetts for a while, now it's back in Altoona, which is within Pittsburgh. But the oldest candy is called a Gibraltar. It's from 1806. It was created by a woman that was sailing with her family from England. She shipwrecked in Salem, Massachusetts. She stayed. The town found out she could make candy. They bought her a barrel of sugar. She made Gibraltars. Then in 1830, she made something else. Then in 1847, most Americans know Necco was formed. Necco wafers, conversation hearts, etc.
Oh, the conversation hearts. I didn't realize that was that like an evolution of the Necco wafers?
That was actually before the Necco wafers. That was one of the first things. The corny sayings on them were because the inventor's children were helping him put words on them.
Yeah, see, these are the kind of stories you would never know. I mean, as a kid, especially like Valentine's Day, when you would give greeting cards to your kids and your classmates, and you get the hearts and stuff like that. That was always kind of a fun thing, but you never really think about that.
And we have a mural painted outside with a lot of candy on the wall, as well as Willy Wonka. and there's a bunch of hearts on the wall, conversation hearts, and the letters on those hearts represent something to me. So they don't mean anything to most people, but they mean different things, whether it's my friend's initials, my family initials, or some love stuff. So we can look at that after.
Well, speaking of that, how did you? I mean, I know what the name To the Moon means to me, but I just was curious what the evolution or how you came up with the name.
So just like the honeymooners, To the Moon Alice. My parents' names are Ralph and Alice. We are from Brooklyn, like Ralph and Alice. And my sister's husband drove a bus for 28 years for the dedicated Jackie Gleason Bus Depot, which is in Brooklyn still, in Sunset Park. And over the door on every bus is this logo, kind of, except where it says To the Moon Marketplace, it says Brooklyn Bus Depot and Gleason Space. And I've been in touch with Trixie because I sent her some chocolate years ago. She's still going, Joyce Randolph.
That's fantastic. Because I thought it was from the TV. I remember watching the reruns of the Jackie Gleason show, and always with his.
You watched the reruns? I didn't watch the reruns. I must be older than you.
I think I watched the reruns.
No, you watched the reruns.
I hope I wasn't.
We all did.
Yeah, I don't know when it stopped, but I remember it was black and white. So
yeah, there were not a lot of episodes. Only I think 25 or less. Amazingly.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it was not a lot.
Oh, see here, I thought it ran for years.
No, it ran for years and still runs today, but
just
it
repeats.
was not a lot of episodes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so take me on a little tour. I know you've got candy on this side. So what is your favorite items in the store?
As far as candy, I love clock bars, the peanut butter cups, and the triple dip malted milk balls. They're 3 layers of chocolate. They're made in Indiana for us, and they're amazing. People love them. They come in and they go, "These are the triple dipped ones, right? We don't want the regular ones," which we don't sell anymore, unless for some reason there's a problem in the Midwest, and we have to get regular, and they are very upset. But yeah, they're a big seller.
Well, I know sometimes you've recommended stuff that was not necessarily my go-to item. Like I have my favorite, which is the white chocolate pretzels and the white chocolate peanut butter cups. And the white chocolate hazelnut. I like white chocolate, obviously. But you've recommended some things that you've never steered me wrong. Like, for instance, I know you were like, "Have you tried the Jenny's ice cream?" And we hadn't eaten ice cream in
Yes.
a couple of years. But you were so adamant about it that we had to try one. And as you were right, it was delicious. And I forget which one's their biggest seller.
Brown butter almond brittle is #1 across the country. Their signature flavor is salty caramel, but now there's flavors out that are limited editions like Pop-Tarts with brown sugar and cinnamon, everything bagel, which tastes like a cold everything bagel, which is amazing. I think we only have
Doesn't sound like
a few
that would
pints
be
left.
good, but
People love it.
is.
98% of the people love it.
Yeah, and then of your gift items, what's your favorite items, or what's your biggest seller? Either way.
Well, it's a little crass. Is that okay to put on?
Yeah.
These candles, you may have to blur them.
Which I love.
Yeah, they're one of the biggest selling things. People love them. There's little writing underneath big words. And then they do these soaps as well.
And you've got them up high, so it's not down at children's eye level.
Yeah,
so
they don't see any of this stuff. They're usually on the candy side. If they want the toys, they come to the side. But then we have all the classic toys like from Fisher-Price and kazoos and slide whistles, pickup sticks, shrinky dinks were one of my favorite toys as a kid. You cut them out and then put them in the oven. Light Bright, Magic 8 Ball. Those are all my fun toys when I was a kid. This ridiculous puzzle that you have to try and get the numbers in order, like pre-Rubik's Cube.
Yep, I remember playing with those.
Yeah, I used to love doing that. And the hand buzzer, the whoopee cushion, all the classics are here. Silly Putty, Barrel of Monkeys. So all of those things that I mentioned, those are all of my favorites as a child.
And what's your biggest seller?
Probably out of the toys, probably Gumby and Pokey, believe it or not. We sell so many Gumby and Pokeys. The older generation obviously remembers it, so they're the ones who turn their grandkids onto it. So they're always buying them to give to their grandkids. But we do sell, also the kids buy a lot, as well as the grandparents, is the Balls of Wood Planes. Do you remember those? The little slide piece of wood with the red propeller and the rubber band. So those were fun. And there's the old streamers for your handlebars on your bicycle. Yeah, there's just so much fun stuff that, and this side's a mess, so I wouldn't use it. I'm in like a war zone. There's lava lamps are making a big comeback. We've sold them for 20 years, but now they're bigger than ever, and we sell tons of lava lamps.
And then you've got quite a greeting card selection as well. I think you've got pretty much every occasion covered.
We've got every occasion, every age group, young, old, straight, gay. about 2,000 greeting cards throughout the whole store, handmade ones in the front that are beautiful, made in Vietnam. And then there's a whole room in the back for everything from quotes to spiritual, enlightenment, encouragement, everything you'd want.
And then, of course, lastly, as you look up, you've got a ton of Christmas ornaments. Or I bet you probably have. Do you need help someone?
No. You need help, sir?
I'm just looking for a card.
Oh, yeah. The birthday?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you cards are right up here, actually.
Oh, awesome.
So we'll go this way or this way. Right this rack here. Let me pull it out a little.
And so, who's your customer generally?
Everyone. Anyone that's breathing is my customer. I mean, originally it was probably, I thought, only going to be gay people because we're in the, neighborhood of the country, second number 2. But it's everyone, young, old, straight, gay, from children to the great-great-grandmothers. We've had 5 generations of people that come in here, and they come in all the time, the same families.
Yeah. You got to, well, I'm sure unless you're from out of town, and even if you are from out of town, I bet you get people that come back.
Oh, absolutely. We have people that come from Sweden every year that they're in Florida. They make it a stop. They have people from Canada, people from Norway. Sometimes they buy their own candy from their own country because they think there's nothing better. But a lot of times they come for the nostalgia, American stuff.
And well, that's, why I fell in love with the stores. I used to live in Miami, and anytime I was up in Wilton Manors, I would make sure that I had to make a pit stop here. Now I live here, and I still, anytime I'm on the drive, I come in, whether I've got a sweet tooth or not. I just like to come in to see what you have new or what I haven't seen before. And you're always full of good stories too, so you know so much about everything. Antonio, thank you so much for the tour today. Tell everyone where you're located.
2205 Wilton Drive, Wilton Manors, Florida, which is Fort Lauderdale, 33305.
And what's the phone number here?
954-564-2987. Also all over social media.
In case you want to call to find out if he's got something, but I bet he does. Antonio, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll be back.
All right, have a sweet day.
Many times, and who knows what I'll get next time.
Thanks, Patrick. Have a sweet day.